Jets got to win, baby. The best possible way to enter the bye week is with a dub, a hard fought dub. Okay, had to come back. Both sides made plays when it mattered, and now that the chips, have fallen, we're in the bye week. What is next? What is next? And those are things that Aaron Glenn has to decide. But you know what? Who's going to decide it real quick? Let your boys decide it, Boy Green and James Wudi. Come on now. It is time to ask questions and answer them live. It's Boy Green meets Wudi.
Can you guys help us get a jet chant here? Yeah, going.
Oh.
Okay, right, yeah. Come on in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go!
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets! Let's go! J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets! Let's go! There you go, Wudi!
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Wudi, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there, baby.
Boy Green
Meets Wudi. Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy James Wudi. You already know we are Wudi, rocking everywhere. And no, that is not Jameis Winston. No, that is a boy who became king, Mr. Paul Esden Jr. How you doing, my good sir?
Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, yeah, baby. Justin Fields, the Jets win, kicking some Bengals Patuki, Joe Flacco, suck it, baby. Oh, yeah, the vibes are high. And I said it to you, Wudi. Last week, people were talking about 0-17. This week, people are talking about none other than 10-7, baby.
Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean that's really more of a sign that we might need a franchise lobotomy or fan base lobotomy. Yeah, I don't know about 10-7, but it was definitely good to get the win to finally not be the butt of a joke. And I want to say that was last Tuesday where that was what I was saying. I was tired of being the butt of a joke, and of course, 1-7. It's not like the comedians are all going away. But for, 2 weeks, I don't have to see, NFL memes, they spared us. They spared us this week. And it's a beautiful thing.
Well, thank God, because one of my shows I enjoy watching because of what I do for Jets coverage. I don't get to just sort of, like I'll get this Sunday, just sit back and watch football and just get to no skin in the game, some fantasy football action, but just watching all the games. So I have to play catch up. So the Jets have played basically at 1 o'clock all season. So I do all my Jets work and I finish up at 5, 6 o'clock or something. And I go, let me flip on Football Night in America. Peacock, NBC, catch me up. And it's a weekly running bit. Oh, have you guys seen the Jets? LOL, look at this. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. And I have to relive those horrors. I just spent the last 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, whatever it is, documenting. And then, oh, those Jets. The only winless team in football. Anywho, let's get to some real football teams, guys. And then it was every week. So this, on Sunday, going, hey, all right, Jets. And it felt sort of condescending. I'm going to be honest. The entire, I don't know if you saw this, Wudi, on the show, but the entire panel went, hey, Jets, first win. I sort of felt like a 5-year-old that just went boom, boom on the toilet for the first time. So it didn't quite have the same effect, but yeah, they gave us one of those. And, yeah. But either way, feels good to have the dub, baby. And you want to know what else feels good, Wudi? Having memberships rain from the high heavens. J-Boy! There you go, J-Boy. That membership went to Vocal Vike. Some alliteration. I like it. J-Boy, 8 raffle tickets for our contest. Only a couple days left. We got Halloween coming up on Friday, but no costume for the Jets. It's real. We're 1-0 this week, baby. Let's go. So appreciate you. Thank you, J-Boy, for the love. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, and I have to wholeheartedly agree with your comment that 1-16 is light years better than 0-17. That is true.
And just eliminating it, Woody, because like we couldn't totally 100% say 0-17 what's happening, because every week they were losing another game, and we're like, well, it's probably not going to happen. Now we know it's not going to happen. So those jokes are over, thank God. And being the quote unquote only winless team in football, that's over. So, is it 1-16? Is it 2-15? I have no idea what the Jets' final record is going to be, but I know it ain't going to be 0-17. Thank the Lord above.
Yes, definitely. That is, a team that lives in infamy. I've never wanted that. Oh my God, it's just disgusting, and just more jokes. So, like you just said, will it be 1-16, 2-15? We don't know. I would imagine, and everyone knows me. Negative. I would really be surprised if they got less than 3. So.
Are you saying that before this game or now with this game in the bank? You're saying,
like I'm saying, finishing with a record that is 2 or 3 wins or less. Like I would be really surprised. So that's with this game.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. If you had been saying that in your own head, I'm saying over the last couple of weeks, or now that they won that one, you're now saying it. That's what I was saying. When the timing of when you
see the floor to remember, we gave season predictions. Yours definitely. Oh my God, I can't even talk about them.
There's a few that are off. There are
a few, literally every single one. But for me, the rational fan, I said that 4 and damn, now I gotta do something. 4th and 13 would probably be the floor, and I'm still kind of feeling that way. And there were a lot of 1-score games. As a matter of fact, I actually just saw a post, like literally seconds before I came on this show. Take Flight Today, Brent, my guy, his story was if every team lost by 1 score, the opposite happened, and the Jets would be 5-2. Like, so that's there were enough of those. It's not like we get blown out every game, right. Even though it's kind of misleading because like the Cowboys game, right? That's a game that we lost by 1 score.
Well, that was still by more than 1 score, right?
No, I think it wasn't 1 score. I thought it was 1 score.
Let me do a discount.
Double check. To be honest, we walked a little bit early, so I actually don't know for sure.
Yeah, we lost by 15.
Oh, 15. Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. That's with the touchdown with 90 seconds to go, so it was actually worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, we were there, so I definitely knew it felt worse. But so I guess actually we were kind of in the
outside of Buffalo and Dallas, you're in every game, which is the 5-2 flip, I would assume. So, yeah. So, I'm thinking, 4 and 13. All right. Well, let's see what happens. I just think for a lot of people, and you said it at the beginning of the show, and I'll just hit. You can do that on Instagram now. Repost. I'm just going to put that on my on the timeline there. I agree. There's no better place for this win because we just get to marinate on this longer than normal. By this point, Woody, how we have these top questions Jets need to answer before blah. It's a way to sort of honor what just happened. But damn, we got to quickly move the page. The NFL world keeps spinning. The Jets got the Browns this week. They don't. They have them in 2 weeks. So we do have this unique opportunity. It's the first win, which meant all that much more for the franchise for those reasons. But with it being this, I think it's really cool that we get to really savor this one. And good for AG, man, because if we're going to flip over here to our questions and comments here, I would say a question the Jets need to answer here with Aaron Glenn is, will the real Aaron Glenn stand up? Because the improvement I think I give Aaron Glenn so much credit for that Bengals win. It wasn't perfect. again, going for it on 4th down from your own 35-yard line at the beginning of the game was ballsy, and it immediately backfired, and the Bengals immediately score, and we're like, oh boy, is this about to go in that direction? So like, not every decision he made worked, but like, I can paint so many reasons the Jets won that game, and it had AG's fingerprints all over it. So is that real? And if it is, that's the kind of improvement I think every Jets fan out in the universe was hoping for, with all the other mistakes that made a lot of people go, oh, is this the right guy? And to see all those things, it wasn't just one thing, all of those things, whether it was 2-point conversions, whether it was believing in players. Isaiah Williams was a big factor in that game. A lot of people trashed that. Jamin Sherwood got benched for the entire first quarter. There was an AG decision. Like, man, accountability to one of your team captains and leaders for someone who wasn't playing well. Like, man, there was just a lot there for AG. And my question that I'm asking out to the universe and you, Wudi, will the real AG stand up? Is that the real AG? Is that the AG we're about to get? And that's one of the big pivot points here, Wudi. Coming out of a bye, the Jets historically have been awful. Now, that doesn't really mean anything for these current Jets outside of the voodoo ghost in your closet, I guess. But is AG going to show with extra time, oh, NFL, be warned, when I have extra time, we come extra prepared and we look awesome? Because our only sample of it is week 1, and the Jets looked like they were on fire with that much extra prep time. It was months. With an extra week of prep time, I'm curious, did the Jets come firing out? Because they started a lot of these games slow.
No argument about that last line. Actually, no argument about a lot of things that you just said, Boy Green. You spoke a lot of facts. And you want to talk about some of the biggest things that we said AG needed to work on, or were the issues of the AG era. We're going to talk about penalties first and foremost. We're going to talk about the turnovers, all the fumbles, and then the 2-minute drill. So many different games, whether it's at the end of the first half or at the end of the second half, the 2-minute drill was just awful. Like, literally some of the worst attempts I've ever seen in my entire life watching football. So this game, all 3 of those were cleared up. Like, the only penalty I can actually remember is the Quinnen, my guy, captain. Sometimes that happens.
Oh, 3rd and 4, yeah.
And he knew like nothing more needs to be said. And it was fine overall, but the penalties, turnovers, and the 2-minute drill. The 2-minute drill was really big. So if we want to talk about improvement, I can say, as a rational observer, I saw some in Cincinnati. So to answer your question, damn, is the real AG gonna stand up? That's a great question. This is gonna be another tall task. I don't think the Browns get their respect league wide, but anybody who has watched the Browns know that their defense is one of the absolute best in football right now. Myles Garrett just had 5 sacks himself last game that they played. I don't know if the Jets have 5 sacks in their last 3 games combined. So, this is going to be a huge test. And that was, one of the biggest catalysts for the offensive success. Multiple guys not allowing any pressures. We can almost confidently say that there will be pressures allowed. It's, they're going against a tough task. So how can the offense adjust? And I guess, we're going to see. So I realize by saying all this that I just said, I did not answer your question at all.
No, not at all. Yeah. It's a Matrix action going on there. Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't have enough sample size. I don't know. I know everybody loves to compare him to Dan Campbell. That's everybody's favorite thing to do. How are they coming out of the buy? I don't know. So I really don't know what to expect. But to your point, week 1, but that was something that our guy, maybe not our guy, who knows whose guy he is, but Aaron Rodgers talked about, the unscouted looks, and I felt like that was clear. Like, the unscouted looks did make the difference in that game. So are there unscouted looks that they can still produce at this point in the season? I hope they can. I really hope.
Well, obviously, right? We had the Mason Taylor, Brees Hall pump pass. They've been holding that. That's an unscouted look. They had that in the books, apparently, as AG was saying. They were practicing that since week 1. They had that one. The jet sweep to Isaiah Williams. They had that one in the bag. Came in at a perfect time in that game. So, yeah, obviously, and hey, if we had game balls to give out, I mean, there's so many to give out, so it's almost unfair that someone's going to get left out. But man, Tanner deserves some love, man. He was absolutely in his bag. And we talked about it leading in that he had to be in his bag. No Garrett Wilson. You had to do some smoke and mirrors action to try to see how you were going to be able to move the ball. They put up 39 points on the board. So, I mean, absolutely big tip of the cap there to Tanner. I know we'll go to Jets-Browns next week. To your point, Cleveland's defense is nasty, but also they've been blown out a lot this season. They have the 5th worst point differential in the National Football League. The Jets are 6th worst, or however you want to do it, right? So the Browns are at 27, the Jets are at 26, so the line isn't that big between them, but Cleveland's been blown out a couple of times, so they are one of those teams that's a little wishy-washy, but they've been better.
That's more offensive related though. Like we've seen that.
Correct.
Yeah. Of like having a great defense, but damn, Zach Wilson just another 3 and out, and like the defense is just on there so
right.
often that yeah. So which I don't even know if we can take advantage of that, because sometimes for the last like 3 weeks in a row now, it's like, oh yeah, we're facing a team with the worst pressure. 5 sacks. Oh, we're facing, so I can't even get hyped on stats like that right now. But my question that I'm gonna ask is Brees Hall. Are we done trying to hypothetically trade this man? Are we done? No.
I just heard from Rappaport this morning that teams are hounding the Jets for Brees Hall, and just again, we can interpret AG quotes a lot of ways. So AG, said, "Hey, I trade you, Brian Costello of the New York Post," which was hilarious. But basically, as Rich Cimini interpreted it, and Rich Cimini has been around for a long time, so he's in those rooms and he's hearing the quotes, and then his interpretations I always find fascinating on social media. He basically said the $1 million man. Everybody's got a price. Ha 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 ha. The Bill Parcells line. If I got a good enough trade offer for my wife, I'd trade her. Like I mean, so that's how Rich interpreted the thing of trades in general. It wasn't about any specific player. I keep hearing Rapport going, damn, man, the Jets phone lines are lighting up for Brees. And I see Isaiah Pacheco gets injured last night in the Monday Night Football game. That was a team that's been mentioned. I've heard Houston get mentioned with we don't know when Joe Mixon's coming back, if he's coming back this season with all the craziness with the foot. So, like, you just start the Chargers with their drama happening, although Kamani Vidal, give a shout out to him. But, man, just desperation where the Jets are. I hope not, because that's sort of the breadth of what you were saying as I'm interpreting James Wudi for the chat. You hope that chat is over. I just don't think it is. And this is going to be a long wait to that November 4th trade deadline as the Jets hover over that big red button in the middle of the room. Because Brees Hall, I imagine his trade value is as high as it will be. He came off this awesome game, looked crazy. And but for the Jets, that should be every reason why you should really explore keeping him and giving him perhaps an extension.
He definitely, in my opinion, I mean, I've never, ever, ever, ever entertained the idea of trading Brees. I think that's one of my staples in this Jet community, is being his biggest fan, his biggest supporter. One stat that really irks me, it actually physically pains me, especially when a Jets fan brings it up, and that's what happened on Sunday. So I feel like I'm just, just sharing stuff from my diary right now, page 73.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
That when a Jets fan is like, oh, this dude never had a 1,000-yard season, it's like, like that is such an outrageous, like, cherry pick little, if you watched that season, the Patriots game, he could have easily had 1,020, 1,000, 1,015, but this dude on Salah's staff couldn't do math. My son is currently watching Number Blocks, the television show right now. I promise you, he can do math better than that bum on Salah's staff that was like, oh, we got it. And they didn't get it. So to tell me that he doesn't have a 1,000-yard season, is it technically correct? Yes. But does that accurately tell his talent? Not one bit. Right now, as it stands, 8 games into the season, he's at 581. So he is comfortably in pace to finally shut people up who have been saying that nonsense about him. Obviously, he has been on pace in years prior. His rookie year, he was damn near about to have 1,600 yards before he tore his ACL. But I think more important than just, the rushing aspect, what he does in the pass game. Apparently now as a passer, my man threw the game-winning touchdown. Like, what the? Yeah. He does too much for this team. He does too much, as a player. And I know we keep talking about potential, and people are tired of hearing that word, potential. But it should be clear after watching that game that it's still untapped. Like, it's still like there are still things that he's doing for the first time. And, unfortunately, we had Nathaniel Hackett that didn't even know his skill set for years. Like, come on. We need to keep this man, extend this man. And I do trust Tanner Engstrand and Aaron Glenn to continue to get the best out of him if he can remain a New York Jet.
He's 24. Like, that's crazy. He's in his 4th year and he's 24 and he turns 25 during the offseason. Like, damn, man, we got to, again, you have to step back in the middle of all the chaos, right? We're in the middle of a season and they have their bye week. That's another real big benefit. The Jets can they don't have to worry about game planning this week. They will do some early game prep for Cleveland, I'm sure. But, like, you just get to really settle and have strong, deep, thought-provoking conversations in that room. Like, Brees, what's the plan here? What's the plan here? And those are the kind of conversations they have to have because he's 24, man. There's just so much. You said an untapped potential. But let me get to this. From Twitter, Danny in real life, a Buffalo Bills fan chiming in. Let me read it, and then I will respond. Bills 2026 second-round pick. Bills 2027 conditional fourth that could be a third. Oh, how nice. For Quinnen Williams. Get the hell out of here. Are you freaking kidding me with this bullshit? A second and a fourth that, could be a third? Suck a bleep, dude.
Disgusting.
A bleep. Get out. Okay,
Disgusting.
First off, I'm not trading Quinnen. Number 2, if I got conked in the head and I was delirious and someone called me up and said, hey, Quinnen, I'm like, whoa, what was the offer again? Like, and it doesn't start with the first plus, then hang up the phone, get lost. Don't give me this garbage ass. And by the way, a Bills second-round pick, that's a third-round pick. Okay? That's a third-round pick. You guys are going to be picking so late in the second round. This ain't the Jets right now have the draft, right? The draft order. They have the 34th overall pick. That's basically a first-round pick that the Jets have right now. Like, they got a bonus first-round pick. Your lame-ass 2026 second is going to be, like, 63. Like, get the hell out of here. And that's your creme de la creme? That's your crown jewel of this offer to Quinnen? Yeah. Blow me, pal. Hell no. Oh, my God. What a disgusting-ass offer. Get the hell, Bills fans, get the hell out of here. And by the way, not that we would trade Quinnen in division, there's a tax price for trading inside division. If Wudi's right down the street and he's Carolina Panthers, hey, Quinnen Williams, I'm like, I don't know, a first and a second. Bills come up, 5 first, pal. There's just an unspeakable, I don't know if it's that big, but there is a sizable, noticeable difference between the price for you, Buffalo, and the price for Carolina, the price for Dallas, the price for Green Bay. If I'm trading inside the division. Now, give credit where credit's due, and God rest his soul, Demaryius Thomas, right? The Jets struck a trade with the New England Patriots. You can never say absolutely not to a deal, even though I would love to say absolutely no to divisional opponents. But, like, there's always a price. It is the $1 million man. Everybody's got a price, and if it's good enough, then you would be naive not to do the best deal that you can do. But, yeah, there would be a sizable increase in price. No discount. New York team, Buffalo. Hell no. Canadian ass out of here. Get the hell out. No. Hell no.
Damn. All right, well said. Well said. You got a question, or should I ask one?
Yeah, I got a question. What the hell is this Danny in real life smoking? That's what I want to know. Hell no. Get the hell out of here. Absolutely not. But no, I do have a question. I do have a question. Is Isaiah Williams a competent receiver for the New York Jets moving forward? He has this wonderful game. He looks really good, gets some returns. The returns look really good. He had decisiveness. He had conviction. Again, the jet sweep. He was reliable in this contest. But I ask you this because we're all like, receiver. I'm on the streets. Loose change. A receiver, please. A receiver. I got my loose can out, looking for change. And Isaiah Williams is like, I got you, brother. And I'm like, oh, okay. Is he a competent receiver moving forward?
That's a really good question. You thought about this one.
Sure did. Thank you.
You're welcome. You deserve the kudos. I would say yes. Like, he is better than Xavier Gibson, but
that's not a great line. By the way, I just want to accept this real quick. Thank you. But that's not a great line. He's better than Xavier Gibson.
Because Xavier Gibson was on the field for like important, passing situations for a long time. So I think that should actually like matter. That I'm saying he's better. Like, he, is probably more capable, but I still do not want him like on the field like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially once Garrett is healthy. I like Garrett. I like Tyler Johnson. As a matter of fact, I don't know how many bettors we have in the chat, but the prices for all New York Jet prop bets were off. So I didn't actually place a bet. But the one thing that I was going to do in spite of all that was Tyler Johnson, more than 2 receptions and more than 20 yards. Because I felt like, one of these guys is going to have to catch something, and it was going to be Tyler Johnson, which ended up being correct.
What would have been the money on that?
Well, it wasn't good enough. That's why I didn't bet it.
I see. Okay, fair enough.
So, like, just for an example, like, $10 probably would have got me like 18. Like,
that's not enough meat on the bone.
Yeah. So, that's why I ultimately like the Fields announcement. Like, I feel like just killed, like, FanDuel or Vegas didn't know what to do, so the prices were all up. But my point is that I like Tyler Johnson. Garrett. I don't really care for Reynolds. He's whatever.
And now he's out for a month, so it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, that's true too. But whenever he can be worked in, like, I feel like that's what good players have. They have players who can be worked in and used a variety of ways. So the fact that it looks like we kind of have one, that's fantastic. That doesn't mean that we say, Isaiah Williams wide receiver 2, but it also means that when we see him on the field, we not going, no, like, I think he is.
That's basically my question, right? Because, like, I didn't frame it. Move over, Garrett Wilson. We've got a new Batman. No, of course not. Or even a Robin. I didn't even ask that. Just competent. And I think it's just how you described. Not like, Isaiah Williams. It's all right. All right. Well, all right, kid. See what you got. And you showed pretty well.
Yes. I agree. Yeah, I think, he has earned my respect. Like him as a return. Him and Kane, come on now. Let's go. Like, I love the return game. And then, when he's on the field to do his things, low key, because no one's ever gonna say it. But my guy Allen Lazard, he was out here blocking like a MF. He was blocking like an MF. Look at that, look at that Isaiah Davis run. Look at that. Yeah. My guy, he running right past Allen Lazard, making that block. I'm telling you, this dude is a willing block. Every big run, you're gonna see the runner running past my guy Allen Lazard, who just does the quiet things. Gets no respect, Rodney Dangerfield. But
hey, by the way, real quick. So Okay, Captain Lazard, president of the fan club.
I'm just giving credit where it's due.
Of course, and that's what we should be doing. Be accountable on this show. Like, so the 4th and 1, the one that a lot of people were making fun of AG for, they win the game. So now these kind of mistakes slip through and they don't get overanalyzed. But he goes for it on 4th and 1 from his own 35-yard line, which again, that's incredibly aggressive. I probably would have just tush push, but Justin Fields calls out of it, does a halfback sweep to his right, and the key blocker on the play was Arian Smith getting the crackback on the linebacker at the second level, and he and totally missed, and that guy knocked Brees back, and then it's a 5-yard loss. Where was Al Lazard? Shouldn't he, if he's this run blocker extraordinaire that you're talking about, maybe he should be the key crack back block guy, especially
that's
on
a tough sentence to say. Yeah, and I agree. He should have been. I'm not even that's what I'm saying. I know you guys are Alan Lazard, but no, he actually has made great plays as a run blocker. That was his reputation as a Packer, was that he was one of the best in the biz at doing that, and he has been a part of a lot of great runs for the team. So yeah, I do think that should have been something. Arian Smith whiffed on another block. As a matter of fact, one of the big Instagram channels, they were talking to me during the game, and they showed me one where if Arian Smith, just made the one block in the second level, there could have been a touchdown. But he literally looked back and then didn't even do anything. It would take me a long time to pull it up in real time, but maybe after the show I'll show you. But yeah, so Arian Smith definitely not getting flowers in the run game, but Alan Lazard, he did make a lot of plays. But I do have a question though.
Yeah, before you go to your question, I just want to Macho Talk Sports. I brought it up, but I do want to just address it. He says, and thank you, Macho, for commenting.
Isaiah.
So far. I hate that we brought back Isaiah Williams, but this shows why we're not on the coaching staff. He was a big part of that win. Again, to me, that's part of the AG game ball of getting it. Decision making, roster. He's got roster say. He was hired before Darren Muji. He's got final say on roster decision. Again, he says he and Muji work closely together, but obviously that's AG's call to hold him accountable. We didn't see him for the Cowboys game. He wasn't on the team. They bring him back up initially through the practice squad, then ultimately, squirrel his way up when wide receiver needs become a thing, and he's getting on the field. People were roasting AG for even having Isaiah Williams on the roster, and it goes to show you player development. That's a big concern moving forward for a lot that's going on. So 1,000%. So Macho, I'm glad you gave him this game ball for it. I agree the same way on Isaiah Williams. So again, just wanted to give that love once again to AG. You got a question? Let's go.
Should we ask Woody Johnson his thoughts on the team every week?
Yes. Master motivator. Look what he did. He inspired Justin Fields to have one of his best games of his career. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, man. He's playing chess. We're playing checkers. We were like, Woody, what are you doing, man? And Woody's just giving one of these. He's like, boys, okay, keep being fans. Keep doing that silly podcast, okay? I'm going to run the team over. Okay, owner. My B. I apologize. My B, Woody. I'm sorry about that. I slashed your tires in the social media streets all over the place, and I, from the bottom of my heart, want to apologize. No Conor McGregor apology, no. From the bottom of me heart, I'd like to apologize. Now, I'm telling you, no one, nope, none of that. This is true. This is real. This is cue the soft piano in the background. I apologize. Unbelievable. And Woody, he didn't even give the game ball to AG after the game. Yeah, Chris, why don't you handle that? And Christopher handed the old game ball to AG. So Woody, keep it going, baby. Best owner in sports. Best owner in sports.
Damn. I wouldn't go that far, but he did motivate Fields to do something that AG, was trying to motivate him to do. Couldn't do it. Benched him. Gave up. Like in retrospect, it just feel actually even in real time. I was saying to you, it just didn't seem right. That this was his prized possession, his first choice. Scoffed at the idea of benching him, and then benched him 2 quarters later. you had to be like either feeling the heat, the outside pressure, or something. Whatever it is, it's something that he should be embarrassed about before he goes to sleep. Because there's no, you don't put that much stock in somebody and then just give up when you trying to convince yourself that you're not giving up. But there you go, Woody. Woody's out here. He just, was the jumper cable, and just restarted that New York Jet offense. So he deserves some flowers. He has my respect.
Hey Woody, real quick, what's that behind you? Let me go full screen real quick. What that door behind you? Where does that go?
The like this door right here.
No, that one right directly behind you.
Yeah, this is my this is my closet. So
Oh, a closet. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
did this week? Did you cry? Did you lay on the ground and
Yeah.
just like ponder life and go, "Damn, man, this is tough." Because that's what Woody did. Woody sent his starting quarterback to the closet, crying like a baby, and just like pondering his life and begging God for a win. And whoo-wee! I'm just asking Woody if you're now found a page for the Justin Fields playbook. You're like, you know what? Boy Green can get me crying. I'm going to this room after Boy Green meets Woody. That's what I wanted to know.
Yo, I can't even comment too much on that because that's like a super personal,
Mental health,
personal, story, and I have nothing. I don't really comment too much on the person.
Yeah.
We or me. I probably I'm talking about numbers. I'm talking about football.
Sure.
So. I try to separate the two, but yeah, that is quite the story. I'm not sure if in my shoes or in his shoes I would have shared it.
Vulnerable, very vulnerable, and that's very ballsy because a lot of people could be making fun of that.
Yeah, I mean, some of them have, but whatever is going to produce some football. That's like I said. Like in the end, that's what I'm trying to. That's what I care about: is the X and the O's, the numbers. Somebody asking here, does Fields get the next start?
See, that was going to be my question, so I'm glad you brought that up. And hey, Justin Fields has tears of crying. I had tears of joy from that first Jets win, baby. So we are in sync, Mr. Fields. But yes, that was going to be my question. So I'll just sort of morph it to 03 golfers here. Thanks for chiming in, buddy. Again, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. We've got a couple hundred people in the room, 5 different destinations. The main 2 destinations, again, our YouTube. That is the optimal experience to watch this show. That's at Take Flight Talk and at Boy Green 25. Also, shout out to my Instagram people in the building. I see you. We got Sharif is in here. Wheezy E. Hiller, Jax, Joe 471, and Jax Volciano. Yeah, baby. Appreciate you, IG people out in the audience. But here to this YouTube question. What's your view? Does Justin Fields get the next start? Personally, I think you earned a chance to show it's not a one-off. AG punted. Hey, is Justin Fields your quarterback for the Browns game? He went, I got time to make that decision. Now, personally, I think he's just playing the game. Hey, his stuff people were making fun of him for it. Woody, I believe you said you did not respect the gamesmanship of, is it Justin? Is it Tyrod? I don't know. I don't got to tell you guys. And guess what? I bet the Bengals, after hearing the report from ESPN, were like, it's going to be Tyrod, and they're preparing all week. And maybe it would have been if he's healthy. Who knows? But I imagine they wasted a lot of time on Tyrod, and then, just kidding, it's Justin. So if that even helps to me, 1%, 0.1%, and helped in the win, I don't know how tangible that number is, then shoot, it was worth it. So HE, keep playing the game, coach. I respect it, coach.
I don't think it made any impact, for real.
Wow.
I really don't. And they have such a similar skill set that, I can understand if we talking Kirk Cousins or Marcus Mariota, but the same things that you would have to prepare for the 2 QBs that we're talking about.
Is that true though? Because I don't think so. For instance, like Justin Fields and his quarterback design runs where he's in shotgun set and you get jet sweep misdirection action to your right, and then he starts chucking it to the left. He's got his running back as his new fullback. He's running that play. I didn't see that play once with Tyrod in week 3. Like, I don't think that kind of stuff is in the playbook, and you have to prepare for that. For Justin, you don't have to prepare for that for old man, 36-year-old Tyrod Taylor.
Don't say it like that. Old. What are you talking about? He is mobile. He is running. He's running. Probably less design runs, but we weren't seeing design runs. That was part of the problem with Fields in those games that we couldn't even score 10 points because we weren't seeing design runs. So I'm saying from a skill set point, obviously, like Fields is like much faster. But Tyrod also, processes the game much faster. So I'm just saying it's similar enough. But to answer this question directly, sorry, you
said to answer it, and I'm like,
okay, just to answer this
I'm
question
like, yes.
directly. I guess I'm cool either way. I think a lot of people.
What? Come on. After that game?
What do you mean after that game? After that game where Brees Hall literally threw the game-winning touchdown and carried us to victory?
Justin was efficient as hell. He had 10 plus yard throws in the game of chucking it down the field. He threw it deep. He was efficient. He had no turnovers. He had conviction. He ran the ball fairly well. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's clearly Justin Fields is the guy. And if it was Tyrod after, I'd be surprised. That was, if you don't think it was his best game, and I don't, I think Pittsburgh was better, to be honest. I think there was much more sex appeal with a lot of the plays that were in week 1 that are not here in week 8. But I still thought it was his second best game as a pro here with the New York Jets. So I think 100% he gets the rock in week 10 against Cleveland.
Yeah, I feel like, the fan base, sometimes you get caught up in like the absolute extremists. It's like, oh, he loses. Oh, get him. I never want him to see a snap, for the rest of his life. I know you didn't say that, but my guy Indy, I never want to see a thing snap, ever in life. Right? That's right on cue. I never want to take a snap ever in life. And now, on the win, oh, he's our guy. I even had people messaging me talking about, oh, now that we don't have the number 1 pick, only number 2. Like we only moved down 1 spot. We should take.
And we're tied in strength of schedule. Like it's tied. It would literally be a coin flip right now to determine who is the number 1 overall pick. So we're tied in record and tied in strength of schedule, which is the number 1 tiebreaker. Like, come on, man.
Right? And people are like, oh, maybe we should take a receiver now. Like the way that you guys flip flop from week to week, it's like crazy. Like I don't even understand like how
you guys.
Yeah.
It ain't me. I didn't say we just did a full Boy Green Daily today with a 45-minute episode with a draft insider breaking down the quarterback class because obviously we're taking one. What? Whoa.
Okay. All right.
You people, that's offensive.
Yeah. Well, the fan base definitely we got some Simone Biles in the fan base out here just flipping and flopping all day, or every other week. But for Fields, yeah, I mean, he did his job, which was allow the offense to carry him to a victory. That does not mean that he was almost in any way the catalyst. I'm not saying that Tyrod would be a catalyst, but I'm saying that Tyrod, he's pretty light. He can be carried as well. So I don't think that this win does anything at all to, to say that, oh, Fields is the guy or a guy. I still think he is a backup quarterback, a career backup quarterback. And, Tyrod is also a career backup quarterback. So that's why, for me, it's a coin flip. Whoever they feel most comfortable, and especially against the Browns, where they're going to be getting pressured. And that was Fields' thing. They didn't allow pressure. So Fields, he felt comfortable. Okay, now with Myles Garrett, you're going to turn back into, little Justy. He's going to be seeing that closet talking about, oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
That's what he was doing in facing Carolina, facing Denver. My man was on the floor. He was on the floor. Then, okay, no pressure. All right, has a solid game. Myles Garrett back there, Mason Graham back there. My man, he's going to be looking for his phone. He's going to be looking for a text message because that's what it is. That's what it is. So I'm cool with them starting Tyrod. But if they feel like, Fields, gained his, comfort and can handle pressure, which we have not seen yet on an NFL field. if that's what they believe, then I'll trust their judgment.
All right, let's go to Take Flight Talk here. Your YouTube comment section, Jets Worldwide. When should we anticipate Woody Johnson's public apology to Justin Fields? Excuse me? When are we going to get the Justin Fields public thank you? I want to thank you, Woody Johnson, for putting me in this position, putting me in the right mindset, going to this game, putting on the blinders and paying attention and focusing like he never has before. Jets Worldwide. Whoa, hit him with that bat pedal. Let's back that on up. Let's back that on up. What are you talking about? A public apology? What the world? How about a public thank you?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Preach. Feel he should donate his game check to Johnson & Johnson.
There you go. Come on now. What are we talking about? Which I appreciate. Okay. Who is it? Is it me? Is it you? Where are we at, Woody?
I believe it's you.
Okay, let's do it here. Again, another shout out to the couple hundred people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. We appreciate y'all here on the program. The other thing I definitely wanted to work in, Woody, was obviously the NFL trade deadline, and we've sprinkled in a little bit of that so far with your Brees Hall comment and the Peanut Gallery chiming in on Quinnen Williams in a Buffalo Bills trade. What the hell? Where are you at? Where is the line on the trade deadline for you? We will not see another game, a Jets game, before the NFL trade deadline. So we are where we are. The Jets are going to be healthier coming out, I would imagine, because you're going to get Garrett back very likely. You're going to get Sauce back. He should come back from his concussion. Kene Nguanu, you should be getting back from his concussion. Those are hard to prognosticate, but normally once you have passed the 5-step protocol and you have that sort of time frame, that should be enough time to return. So Jets should be getting a lot healthier coming out, and they're coming off a win. So the Jets could have that mindset, hey, man, like, let's not buy, but, like, let's not just sell off. Like, we can win some games and establish this culture that AG is trying to do. So what's the line for you here on, do you have a certain amount of players on the team you're ready to push off the boat? Are you only if the right offer for everybody? Like, where are you at now with the Jets at the deadline?
Well, luckily for you, Boy Green, I'm not, a flip flopper. I cannot do a back handspring, right? So I'm not like the rest of the fan base. No, I can't. I've tried, and
almost next tailgate.
Yeah, almost broke my neck. So if we get enough, padding, perhaps we'll try. But I've been pretty firm on this the whole time. I'm not trying to I have always been of the belief that this roster is a good roster. Like, it is a better roster than a lot of other rosters across the league. So I didn't want to trade any who I felt like was a key player, a core player. And then the concept of buying, we don't really have a lot of picks. So I don't really love that idea. I know you said, what if just the right offer comes along? Of course, yeah, obviously, theoretically. I don't see that happening. Shador was really the only name that came to mind, and the Browns said, or I saw a report, I want to say today or yesterday, that said the Browns were looking for a second, which is like, wait, that's not what exactly. that's too rich for me. So with that being said, I would hold pat. I would really hold pat. If anyone is to go, it would probably be my guy, Alan Lazard, because the Steelers are probably going to overpay for him. I thought that from the very beginning, that when they got DK Metcalf, I was like, oh, wow, they finally got the two-headed, wide receiver attack. Then they got rid of Pickens. I was like, they just created the same situation that they just had last year. And we've seen it, and DK is not even that good. Like, he's an athletic freak, but, like, he's not a total receiver. And I think Aaron is seeing that right now. So he might want, his reliable guy. So they might overpay for Alan Lazard. And obviously, anybody who's willing to overpay, come on now, let's get it popping. So that's really the one name that I would say. But definitely not trying to trade any foundational piece. Just to be crystal clear on foundational pieces, I'm talking about, the offensive line, the 2022 draft class, Sauce Gardner, and Quentin Williams. Jermaine is in that. Damn! I just started naming the 22 draft class. That's how much I love them. I love them. I want them to be on the list twice. All right. So the 2022 draft class, the offensive line, Quentin Williams, and of course anybody who was just drafted last year. And they've all been pretty solid. Malachi Moore. What's his name?
Kiko.
Mason Taylor, who I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Mason Taylor. They've been around. Oh, Membu, come on now, so they're a pretty solid class. So I'm definitely not trying to give away picks for the sake of giving away picks. I felt like they had a pretty solid draft. I trust them to draft again, actually. So, trade deadline, I hope they stand pat. They have a good roster.
Two things here. First off, I need those stocks and bonds. A 5th-round pick immediately turning into a 2nd-round pick based on nothing, seeing absolutely zip and pip. Okay. All right, Browns, if that's the trade price, all right, help me out. I'm trying to turn $10 into $1,000. Help me, help you. I'm all about it. That sounds phenomenal. Number 2, the only Jet that I'm ready to throw off the island, it's Michael Carter II. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. is a freak, man. Like,
I love him too. Yeah.
And MC2 only played 6 snaps over the weekend. He was fully healthy and ready to go. He only played 6 snaps, and that's because Jarvis was awesome, and he had the game-winning play on the 4th and 9 pass breakup to Andre Ilovsky. That's the former Princeton wide receiver. Why they didn't throw it to Jamar Chase on a all have it or not play, it seems a little weird, but whatever, Bengals. But nonetheless, Jarvis Brownlee's been awesome. So, MC2 doesn't have a path to the field. Now, MC2 is break the glass. What a first-world problem to have. If Jarvis can't go, you have Michael Carter, who, while he has played poorly this season, we know what he could play like at his peak. But he's the one that I'm sort of good. If there's, and then the offer again continues to be day 3. What is day 3? For those who don't know, is 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Well, 4th, they happen to get that off the board. 5th, if there was a bidding war, but what kind of bidding war is happening for MC2? So it seems more likely it's a 6 or 7, which isn't great value. But if you could get a 5, that replaces the 5 you lost for trading up for Tyler Barron, because the 2 picks you're missing are 3rd and 5th. 3rd is Hassan Reddick. Thanks, Tampa. And then 5th is the Tyler Barron trade-up. So if you can replace one of those 2 picks, that's a very tempting thing to do for the draft treasure chest coming up for Moochie. So that's the one, MC2. Everyone else, again, we could Lazard, to your point, like we can have some debates about guys. Again, when you're talking about guys like Quincy, Brees, Quinn, and Jamie, like about like people are going to give a strong case. Ooh, the value is this or this, and then it's fair to like, I don't know. Like that's where we could start to argue about it. But yeah, MC2 is the one for me. Totally see it. Al Lazard, I suppose, if anyone's interested, sure. But the rest of them, I'm not so sure. And then selective buying. We talked about that last week. Jarvis Brownlee was just selected by. Jawan Briggs was just selected by. Harrison Phillips was just selected by. The right guy at the right contract-wise, that's also another important thing. I don't want a rental for 6 months, but if there's a unique opportunity, I'd be open to that too.
Yeah, I mean, I just, based on what they've done this draft, I think that they can make, some things happen in the late rounds, and
yeah,
that's what, about the guys that I already named or that we both kind of named. I'm cool. I'm cool with keeping the picks. I also thought what Badshaw thought when you said, because is that exactly what you said? Like that's the name that I heard.
Yeah, I definitely butchered it. I mean, I'm a big fan of Andre Arlovsky. So for those who have never seen him fight, he is a absolute beast of a fighter. I mean, he is a freak. He is a very violent man. I've seen a lot of these knockouts from Andre Arlovsky, who is a freak.
So you just butchered the Bengal? Okay, because I definitely heard that. I was like, oh damn.
Oh yeah.
Okay, no worries.
There's no other way about it. I definitely butchered it. This is Andre Arlovsky. For those who have never seen him, he is a bad man. If they're like, Paul, we'll give you $1 million, you have to survive 5 minutes in an octagon with Andre Arlovsky. I'm like, how big is the ring? that is what I'm at. Yeah, and last time I checked, not playing receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. So I definitely butchered it. I'm not sure the proper pronunciation for a Princeton brother from another mother. So Andre of Cincinnati. Yeah,
I got one last question, and I guess
fire up. Yeah, sure.
It kind of has to go with what we were just talking about, because if there is a name, this is an unpopular opinion, but I'll
Oh,
ask
boy.
the question first.
Okay.
Are the Jets going to be able to get pressures moving forward? Because they have not really gotten pressure, not really gotten to the quarterback, not really sacked. The Broncos was like a pleasant surprise. The Panthers, it still wasn't that good. It was just, they just played better as a unit. And then, of course, now Joe Flacco, he literally was not under duress at any point of the first 45 minutes of the game. It was really just like the fourth quarter where they started getting to him. And that
And
was
shout out to Will, by the way, for the big play where the Jets defense needed to come out again. Another game ball to Steve Wilkes. Will had the only sack of the game in his first sack since week 1. That was so big for the defense to get him off the field, to give their offense another chance. Everything had to happen right. Obviously, when you have the second largest comeback in team history, you need everything to go right on other sides of the ball. And they didn't get a takeaway, but Will getting that sack. But yeah. So shout out to him.
Yeah.
But no, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like he might be wildly overrated. But
Who? Will?
yeah.
Willie?
I mean, what do you mean, really? What are you talking about?
I said Willie.
Oh, Willie. Oh, I thought you. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's one person who I might be willing to hear some offers on. All right.
Okay, let me tell you what the offer is. This is from Connor Hughes. You tell me if you take it. You may have already said that you would have in the past, but it's worth bringing back up with the trade deadline right here. Connor Hughes did this trade show. It wasn't Jets Final Drive this week. It was last week. And he talked around the NFL league, see what teams should be willing to give up. Will McDowell could get a second or a third. Do you do it?
Yeah, I'll do it for a second.
A third?
Nah, a conditional third.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Buffalo guy earlier on conditions. But okay.
Yeah. But yes, second sounds pretty good. Because you can get a very solid pass rusher in the second round.
Sure.
There were a whole bunch this past year. Yeah, I just I feel like
your question is are we going to get pressures? Is that after the trade deadline and we move one of these guys, or just if we keep everybody, can we?
No, if we keep everyone. So this is my issue with the line is that we have a lot of names. We Quentin Williams is a name. Harrison Phillips is a name. Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald. And, that probably has the average Jet fan talking about, oh, yeah, we got a really solid defensive line. But they not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, and I don't like to, look at the past too much. But, the solid Jets, they were first in pressures multiple years in a row. And we talking about Quentin, JFM, Bryce Huff.
Sure.
And Jermaine, but now we have names and there's literally almost no production. So if that is the case, it might be time for a change. And Michael Carter II is a perfect example of we had a name, and then we bring in Jarvis Brownlee and now we get results, right? He got the only takeaway of the team. So
Correct.
That's where I'm saying okay, Will, he's probably our biggest name with not that much substance. So you get rid of him, bring in somebody else, and now we might start seeing more results.
Yeah, I mean, the really disconcerting thing about the Cincinnati game, again, they got it when they needed it, so big salute to Will. But this Bengals offensive line is booty, straight cheeks, and the Jets couldn't do diddly. And that's good. I mean, we shot a person. 80% of the Cowboys starting offensive line was out. If that happens in any normal game, the defense eats. Dak Prescott's under hellfire the entire game because there's Canadian Football League guys protecting him. The Jets didn't do bupkis. So that's disconcerting. And then Cincinnati, where, again, their offensive line just straight sucks. And Joe Flacco was back there all day for the most part of picking this defense apart until the end where, Will got the pressure. Jermaine, and a few times I just dedicated myself. I'm going to watch Jermaine on this play. And I'm not trying to call Jermaine out. I love Jermaine. But, he just nothing was happening. I'm like, damn. Okay. We need people that are going to take over games, and that's just not happening up front. Which is why I'm sure there's going to be Jet fans in the universe, and that'll be an unpopular opinion, I guess. There's one of these high picks. Oh, do we get another pass rusher? Oh, do we get a guy next to Quinnen Williams, a younger guy that's going to be with him and could grow with him? Like, does that happen? And just get an app because other teams have it. Like, and I get it. Aaron Donald's a Hall of Famer, but like Aaron Donald's and all these guys that they are every play. Like, you have to. Where is that guy? We need to double team that guy, or he is going to destroy our day. The Jets just don't have enough of those guys, despite the name value you say. So, are they going to get more pressures? I don't think on their own. I think the Robert Saleh days are rushing for, and oh boy, one of them might get there. To like Steve Wilkes, he's throwing the kitchen sink. He's throwing my mama, yo mama. He's going all in on these blitzes, and I think that's the way they're going to create pressure. I don't think they do it straight up consistently. No.
Yeah, I unfortunately agree. I don't know what it is, and I want to have faith in the regime and all that type of stuff. And the defense did look good, but it was still like they really only got pressure that one game against the Broncos. But yeah, I just for the names, and this is not at all a criticism of Quinnen. Like I've seen Quinnen, force fumbles. I've seen him make impacts on the run game. I've seen Jermaine make impacts on the run game. But to just get to the quarterback just seems so arduous. If we didn't need a quarterback so bad, that dude Bain Jr., I forget his
Miami.
first name.
Yeah.
They talking about him like he's, he could be better than Abdul Carter, who, has been fantastic. Like that's like somebody that catches my eye. Like, yo, you get Quinnen, you get Bain on that same line. Like that's kind of what the Giants did. They have Dexter Lawrence, they have Brian Burns, they had names.
Ruben. Yeah.
Oh yes. So they had names. Then they added a big dog, and they got one of the best defensive lines in football. Like the Jets, that's something that I would love to see for them, but we might have to wait next year because definitely first round I am trying to draft a quarterback like nobody's business. I'm tired of being the butt of the joke. Yeah. And I think that the structure of the team, well, I guess we'll have to wait till November 4th. But, if the team right now stays through the trade deadline, it's really hard for a QB to be bad in that situation, in my opinion.
For sure. By the way, Sharon saying JFM will be a free agent. That came up at the end of my show. Like, who's free agents? The Jet. Like this week, the Jets don't have a game. It was Mahar Khalil who brought it up. He sent it a super chat earlier. So shout out to Mac. He said, "Hey, since we have a bye week this week, should we as fans watch these games and see who's free agents in 2026 and say, ooh, there's a Jets guy. Ooh, that could be a Jets guy." And Sharon brought this up on the comment section after the show. John Franklin Myers. I'm curious about JFM. Because you don't want it to be, and this is probably a terrible example, but Darrelle Revis was with us initially, and then he left, and then we brought him back. And 2015 was pretty cool with the uniqueness of all the takeaways, but he fell off a cliff very quickly. But we brought him back, and the name, Darrelle Revis, baby, he back. But we didn't get Darrelle Revis younger version back. We got Darrelle Revis older version back. So JFM, right? He was good with us. He leaves. The bird comes home. Like, is JFM still JFM? He turns 30 at the beginning of next season. So I'm curious how long the runway is. Sometimes the pass rushers, it's sort of give or take on their effectiveness. Now, JFM looks pretty good this season. He's looked really good with the Broncos so far. So he is a free agent to circle because he's exactly what the doctor ordered. We got rid of it so quickly. But that versatility on the defensive line to do a lot of different things is obviously a je ne sais quoi special sauce we're missing on that D-line rotation. So, yeah, that's a name to circle for sure.
Yeah, I'm probably looking a little bit higher than JFM. No disrespect to my man's.
I think you're supposed to say no disrespect at the beginning. I don't think I could say Wudi, you're ugly. No disrespect though. Oh.
No, but is that what I said? Did I say he's ugly? No,
I mean, you basically did. You said. You were like trying to say it nice, politically correct, but you're like, my standards are a little higher than JFM. No offense. Like, I don't know. I feel like the delivery of the no offense was sort of, a Mad Lib. You sort of put that in the wrong place.
Mad Lib. That's funny. No, he's a good player. Yeah. But like, we have good players. I feel like I need somebody great like a game changer on
right.
that line. And like, Membu, game changer on that line. There were some good players that we were looking at. I personally, because I was a Warren Warrior, I was thinking of veterans.
He is so good. He is so good. Like, Membu's great, which makes you feel a lot better about it, but damn. And I know Sharon's a Warren Warrior too. Like, God damn. He's breaking records, and I'm like, God damn it. He was
so was Brock Bowers. I mean,
but
like, it's fine. It's fine.
Sure. Yeah, I'm over it.
But yeah, like, so I was thinking like, okay, veteran right tackle, then we get Tyler Warren. But like, no, like Membu, I feel like he's a game changer, so I'm happy about that. So we need that game changer on the defensive line. And unfortunately, it is not Will McDonald. Like, that's one where, because we just went 2 years in a row, right? We said Tyler Warren, we said Brock Bowers. JSN, I continue to lose sleep over JSN. Picking Will McDonald. And yeah, that's like, he was not a game changer. JSN might be breaking records with my guy Sam Darnold
football right now. Yeah.
So that's one that beats me up. So we'll see what happens. But that's what I mean by like, yeah, JFM, yeah, he's solid. He's a solid veteran. The Morgan Moses, equivalent. But I'm looking for a game changer.
All right.
I love Morgan Moses. That's what I'm saying. Like,
that was
like,
good. That was a very good. I'm going to be honest. That was a very good comp for what you're talking about. Morgan's like, he's a fan favorite. We love Morgan. He played through like, every broken bone in his body, and he's like, it's that South Park thing. Fuck it, I didn't hear no bell. Right? He's still standing up. Like, I love Morgan, and JFM sort of has those same vibes too. But I get what you're saying. It's hard to hear, I think, because of how much love people have for him, to say that like he's not just Superman, that he might just be a little more Clark Kent now. But I still really like JFM.
Yep. Yeah, Clark. And the last thing I'll say, I know we I don't even know if we're over time because we don't even have a set time, but
that's true. But yeah,
I see my guy Dane has clocked in on Take Flight Talk, and I definitely think it made an impact. There's no way that Woody's words did not impact the locker room. It's actually not possible. Whether or not it was positive or negative,
or on purpose, right? He was. I know how I'm gonna do this. Yo, Justin, fuck you, buddy. And I know that my move is gonna make it. Now I don't know if it was that level. We'll never know that. But like, I mean, hey. It worked. Definitely the needle was moved by quite a margin. Like that was a bigger story, and the whole, Aaron Glenn was asked about it. Justin Fields himself was told about it. It 100% moved the needle by a large margin. 100%. Justin ain't crying in that closet if Woody didn't tear him up. Come on now. He ain't crying in that closet. He getting over it. He was using those Kleenex in there. Come on now.
Yeah. That's a fact. So just wanted to let y'all know that. And Indy, I didn't think.
It was
it was like he shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, we're getting too crazy here. The line of like, he's naive enough to think that it affected. It clearly affected. On the other side, it actually wasn't that bad. It was totally. He said
it was pretty bad.
Complete a pass. That'd be nice. That could help. Complete a pass. He's the quarterback. That's a prerequisite. He's supposed to be completing passes. We're supposed to be talking about touchdowns and all this other.
If the word was wrong, then I would have to agree because he wasn't wrong. Like the words that he said. Yes. Yeah, but it was bad to say.
Even though completely motivated multi-billion-dollar owner. Right. Yeah. I agree with that line of delineation, right? If Indy says, I didn't think what Woody said was all that wrong, well, that's accurate. That's the most accurate thing we could say about Justin, about how inaccurate he was. So, yes. Terrible. But like for the billion-dollar owner to come out and say of his own volition, right? He doesn't have to talk to the press. And if he does talk to the press, he doesn't have to say that. And it's awkward because Justin signed through not only this season, but $10 million guaranteed next season. That awkwardness if Justin would have played terrible, like how much longer is this dude on the team? Do they make a decision to have this trade deadline of like, sorry, pal, you're out of here now because of how awkward and destructive it was? So I think from that side, Yeah, I think it was bad from it coming from the owner, but hey, the motivation works. So hey, Woody, light up Wudi next. I want an even better co-host, baby. Boo hoo, motherfucker, boo hoo.
Yeah, we definitely need him to talk about the pass rush. That's what we need him to talk about next. But hey.
Right. Wudi, give some plugs, man. So again, we got a couple hundred people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe on both of our YouTubes, but for your YouTube channel as well, because we're streaming live over there right now. Take Flight Talk. If people have never seen your stuff before and you're making the pitch right now for Take Flight Talk, people click in and go, "What the hell is Take Flight Talk?" Your answer is what?
It is rational Jets talk. I mean, we got a lot of, fans out here. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. I am obviously also a fan, but I am not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to let you know using rational analysis, numbers, and historical data to let you know what's going on. And I do that with the Wudi 3, the weekly previews for each game. That's 3 things worth looking at. It's not keys to the game. It's not, anything like that. It's just worth looking at because they matter. They matter, and they mostly matter short term and long term as we look at the team. We also got Take Flight Talk, which is myself, Abby, the rant queen, who runs the game in TikTok, and Michael K, who actually just had surgery today. Michael Kenelakis, he had surgery. He tore his ACL. He is an active college football player, so he is going over X's and O's every week. He unfortunately tore his ACL this season, so his surgery was today. I'm probably going to text him after this and see how it went, and hopefully somebody, if he's still, out of it, someone text me back. But his perception or perspective is so valuable as somebody who is currently going over football at a high level and how he sees the game. It's a beautiful thing to have him break down the game. And that's Take Flight Talk. So we got that show where you get the different perspectives. You have my takes, but all of us, everything you hear on there is not just fandom for the sake of fandom. It is reasons to be optimistic or, reasonably down on the different happenings of the New York Jets.
I'm not sure what that rational word means, but I like the way you said it and the way you use it. So it sounds interesting. I'll have to check it out. At Take Flight Talk, you said?
At Take Flight Talk, holla at your boy.
Okay. TFT, baby. TFT. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining in today again. If you enjoyed the Boy Green Wudi combo platter, it's served fresh every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock live on a variety of platforms, including my YouTube, my Twitter, my Instagram, Wudi's Instagram, the James Wudi, and Take Flight Talk, baby. So appreciate y'all. I'll be back on tomorrow morning for another episode of Boy Green Daily. We'll have beat reporter Nick Faria. He did not join us on Monday. Instead, he'll make it up. He'll be joining us tomorrow. We'll look ahead to the trade deadline and so much more. So, Wudi, my brother from another mother, appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to Thursday, pal.
And for those who celebrate, let's go Knicks.
LGK. I don't know if that's a hashtag they use, but nonetheless, go Knicks, go Knicks, go.
There it is.
Peace, everybody. God bless. We'll see you.